We're gonna take this Biora here, which I'll show you a close up of in a minute. It's pretty knackered. It's got marks all over it. The polish is worn. There's no structural damage as such. So we have got a lot of damage on the top. There's watermarks, ring marks. Sorry about the light in here, but it's a bit bright today. But you can see really worn polish on top of this. Some bad marks here. I'll try and move into better light in a minute, but and then moving down, you can see again where these handles have been. Everything's just going to need a real good clean little crack there, like you see. And then inside it, it's extremely worn, scratched here. Lovely oak Biora. And the leather again, you can see here, look at this, very damaged. I'll show you a quick method just to clean up that, easy peasy. And again worn, so hopefully we'll get all this in a better light and we'll have a look at the sides. Yeah, so pretty much a shocking side. You can't really see any of the grain and some bracket feet there, a little split on the bottom of that foot at the back. But again, as we clean this up, we'll get rid of most of these marks. I'm going to show you some just real simple methods to clean up furniture. If you're a retired DIY enthusiast, first timer, you just want to get into something, you want to do something creative, you want to try something, you can do all this. Half the stuff you can buy from a DIY shop. Just follow some simple methods. We've done it for a long time. We use real old traditional methods, but I can show you how to do these in a simple way. You can do up furniture, buy it from an auction, you can try all these things out. I'll just show you a couple of things which I'm going to use on this oak Biora here. So some good things to have again, a bit of French polish, a bit of shellac thinners or methylated spirits, a brush if you've got one, polishing mop, whatever you want to use the term for. I've got some white oil, a bit of fine wire wool, triple O, so real fine wool, just, you know, it's not abrasive. Okay, so what we're going to do with the meths and the wire wool is we're just going to rub it on and we're going to clean with the grain across the surface of this piece, because what the meths and the very fine wire wool is going to do is going to clean the top layer of any grime and dirt off, and it's going to leave us with a base coat of the original French polish underneath. Meths is very good. Okay, so bigger drawers again with the same thing. Because I've not done many of these videos before, I'm just going to set these lights up just to see if we can get a better light, because it's a bit of an overcast day today. There's a lot of humble Yorkshire weather, just a simple summer full of thunder and rain really, which is good, you know. Right, hopefully this might be a better light for us now, so let's see if we can crack on. I'm going to do the front panel. If I lose my wire wool one more time. We're going to take the fine dry wire wool, Okay, and we're going to rub with the grain and take off this excess white film which you can see. Okay. And I'm just going with the grain, and you can sort of see, can you see the powder dust? That's the thunder. Thunder's bad. Thunder's bad and the light's bad today, but we'll try. Basically, a good tip on the way is, with brass handles, a bit of fine white wool, a bit of oil, cleans them up a treat. You don't need any of this brass or rubbish or anything like that. This will just take enough of the grime off and still leave you with a nice period looking antique handle. The last thing you want is a handle that looks like it's completely been shined and cleaned up. Okay, so what we've done now, it's best I talk to you a bit because what you're doing is so basic. It's just that we're meeting the right way just so that you can do this at home, and it is really this simple and easy. So we've got the original wire wool with the meths on, and we've cleaned off the old polish that was on top of this, the grime and the crap and the dirt that we focused in on. And then we've waited for that for 5 minutes just to dry, just to air off, evaporate. You've been left with white film in places, almost looks marked. We're then taking that off with this fine wool. So we've rubbed again, probably, I don't know, 20 minutes to get it back to this basic stage now. We've got some original polish to work with. We've got all the marks back to a bare, very smooth, glassy finish. There's nothing that can react with anything we put on. There's no grease, there's no film. We've got it back to its core polishing part. We haven't to strip, we haven't to mess about. This is simple, this is easy. So okay, so you can sort of see where we are now. Everything's back, still looking worn. I'm going to put some oil on next and get this fed up. Do you see it sort of looks nice and wet, and there's a bit of a film, and it's getting the right shine in the right places. Basically we're feeding this polish now. We've put some oil in, some wire wool, we've cleaned it back, we've made it flat, and now we're rubbing with that fine wool again, that nice mild abrasive wool with that oil, and it's keeping it real glassy and getting that original polish out. And we're just going to keep on rubbing that oil in until we've covered everything. Don't worry, it'll look wet, it'll look like there's bits dripping off, but it's just oil on polish. It's not harming, it's helping. So you can really see now that the oil's really making a difference to the piece of furniture. It's got right in there. It's really brought out that cool originality to it. So just leave it all for 10 minutes now, just to soak in a bit, and we'll do the next process. Have a glass of wine. Okay, so now it's soaked in for 10 minutes. All you need to do now is get a piece of dry wool again and rub again. And what we're doing now is we're rubbing out any excess oil and making it flatter and flatter. So we're rubbing again with a simple piece of dry wool, and we're rubbing out this oil. What this has done is it's given us a beautiful, now flat polished surface to work with. Nice.
Okay, so the next thing we're just going to do now is now everything's dried, everything's off, we've got that nice clean surface to work with, we've dry wire wooled off that oil, we've got this lovely just bare finish to work with. I'm just going to add one, you can call it a coat of French polish. I'm just going to give it a rubber now, so I'm going to dip my fad, which is the correct name for that, the term is rubbering. I'm going to dip my fad, or you might call it a mouse, but that's the original name, in the French polish, and I'm just going to apply some French polish onto this piece of furniture. I'll do a video later on about how to make a decent fad, but for now, if you wanted to give it one coat of French polish with a brush, remember the last time I said I used quite a nice brush, a squirrel hair brush, but just one coat, then that's a bit absolutely fine. And what that's going to do now is we're just going to put a sealant and a bit of body on the polish of what we've got, so I'll just show you how to do that now. So with the grain, with the mop brush, just in the inside, pulling the polish back from the drawers. Okay, so with the fad next, I'm just going to go around the outside and just give it a quick rubber. What I would say about a fad, if you can learn to use one, is it'll put on a real thin film of polish, but it doesn't matter if you use a brush anyway, because after that dries you can use that same method with some fine wire wool and oil or wax to rub it back if it's gone too thick. That's a simple way for you to sort it if you're just getting into it.